This week with Jimmy Carter passing really got me thinking about the man that he was. He was very independent, resilient, he gave back. And it made me think about his generation. And that also got me thinking about my Uncle Billy, who was the first person I was a family caregiver for. He was 99 years old when I started caring for him. And he, like many in that generation, was fiercely independent. He always had been. But when he started waking up in the middle of the night thinking he was out of heating oil, when the reality was that he just kept turning down the thermostat, and then he'd call the police, I figured I had to get involved. So when I first offered to help him, his reaction was, I don't need your charity. For a lot of us caregivers, we're taking care of someone who's in that generation that fought wars, that went through the Depression, that picked themselves up and built America. And our generation is different. Our generation is kind of brought up to believe in self-care and setting boundaries. For their generation, asking for help made them feel weak. So how do we as caregivers help someone from a generation who looked at help as weak? Here's 3 of the biggest things that have worked for me. The first one is that I always approach as if we're doing this together. So I never told Uncle Billy that he had to do these things. I acted as if we were doing it together, or even that he was helping me to do something. The second thing is to respect their strengths. So with Uncle Billy, his independence was super important to him. And so we really worked on ways that we could help him to remain independent for as long as possible. When I looked at Uncle Billy's experiences, his personality, the skills that he had learned in his life, I tried to incorporate those as much as I could. And then the third thing is to see humor wherever you can. I recently tried to help my 90-year-old mom learn to use walkie-talkies. We gave each other names like truck drivers used to do back in the 70s. And it got us laughing hysterically. And things like that really lessen the tension and the anxiety, and that'll be a memory that I'll always have. Jimmy Carter taught America a lot about independence, purpose, and service. And as caregivers, if we can remember that the people we're caring for who are from this generation probably value those things, then we can use that information and make caregiving a little easier.